Yo, what's up? Yeah, this is for the players. This is for the team. Everybody ready? Let's go. It's Friday, go and play. Cash prize, go and play. Dope is ready, go and play. Wanna get hooked, go and play. I wanna win trophies like I said. Lose, and I cannot forget. If I cannot finesse, smash the controller, we play as a team, we believe in skill. Now, this is the dream, I wanna get my name on the board. Yeah, you better tell me, I wanna play FIFA. Yeah, get bait with a beef, I wanna go out with a bang. Get ready for the crunch, tackle the beat, so where you gonna go? PGS, where you gonna play? PGS, who you gonna tell? PGS, 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 where you gonna go? PGS, where you gonna play? PGS, who you gonna tell? PGS, yes, yes, PGS, yes, PGS, PGS, we, PGS, yeah, PGS, she, PGS, arigato, PGS, spasiba, PGS, my fans is so bad, me gone in PGS.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the official PGS podcast. We're on a little bit later than normal than announced, but we're back. And I'm back with my famous and favourite crime partner, or crime partner to be, Cozy. How you doing, mate?
Hello, Zach. How you doing today, buddy?
Not too bad, mate. Not too bad. We're back, mate. I can't actually believe we're back. It's been, it's been like 3 or 4 months. But,
if not more. It's been quite a while, to be fair.
But a lot longer for you. So how you doing? How's things?
Yeah, not too bad, mate. Obviously took a little bit of a break out of the PGS community. And I missed it so much that I came running back. So, and I had this phone call from a cool guy called Zach, and he said, "Should we do a podcast again?" I was like, "Yeah,
what,
let's go."
Nah.
Oh, yeah, it must be.
Not.
It must be.
Right, listen, I want to welcome everyone back. It's been a while. Today's show is going to be an introductory show, for all those who haven't really tuned in before. If you haven't, welcome. And if you have, welcome back. We appreciate you all. It's been a while. It's been a while. There's been a lot going on in the community. I think the last show we did was just before the end of FIFA 22. And then we took a break pre-season. Took another break. That break became a little bit prolonged, but we're back. So listen, there's a lot to talk about. The last show structure we had guests. We had Cozy in the background doing all this techie stuff. We had a lot of good debates about the community. We've had guests from afar, international guests, local guests. We've had sponsors on the show. There's a lot happening. It's funny because we sit down and we think to ourselves, you know what? As much happened, yeah. A lot's happened. So we're coming back with a lot more. Obviously, I've got Cozy back, so that means I don't have to do much work anymore. Cozy can take over completely. But no, it's good. Look, so within the community, we've had a lot of updates, and we're going to try our best to keep you informed throughout the course of the show. It's going to be a brief one today, but we are very happy to be back. And very happy to have you guys back. So, Cozy, as we start to venture into the PGS adventure and drama, or should we say continuation, what is new in your life in terms of the PGS tourney? I know your preference was the tourneys. I say preference, but you pretty much did everything within the PGS. So, what's the newest things to look for, the nuances to look for within the PGS this time around?
So, originally I was just coming back to help with the podcast. There was no real intentions for me to get involved in everything I used to. And then, as always happens, because I'm a stickler for punishment, yeah. I said, all right then, let's do this.
Get back involved.
And I had a chat with the Chiefs and I said, okay, this is what I can and can't do. And turns out, the foot server's back under my reign. We're doing some really cool stuff, actually.
Yeah.
I know it's a topic for a bit later in the show, but it's quite topical to talk about it now. So, there's loads going on. We got our first tournament server tomorrow.
Yes, we have
it's actually a
indeed.
PS5 tournament. I hope you're all entering that one. That's for 2,800 FIFA points. That's pretty cool. I've been doing the odd tournament run in other servers as well with some PGS partners, which is different. It's very different. It's difficult because I've got my structure, and strangely, I came back into the server and it's still there. So it's very different to run it somewhere where you have to say to someone else, "Oh, I need this, I need that, I need this." But we got there and we had a really good turnout for that. We had 16 players for the first tournament. We got another one on Tuesday that should have 16 to 32 as well. So that's really cool. And then at the end of this week, we have the second all-female PGS Foot Cup. So that'll be a really cool one. That'll be with a live draw as well.
That is brilliant.
We are doing bits, and I'm only 2 weeks in.
Specialist bits. You know the funny thing about that is, and it's good to see progress, because last year, we had this big, this big debate. I say big show about females in the community and just in general, females in EA Sports, and it was such a big thing. I think it was in conjunction with International Women's Month. So to see that we have an all-female tournament a year later is brilliant, and round of applause, Cozy. Well done, mate.
all the thanks goes to the people entering. Honestly, without them, it wouldn't be able to be happening.
We put it out there in society, and it's come back positive, so it's all good. A quick update on some of the PGS competitions. I mean, if you haven't entered, then get yourself entering. We've got there's a raffle going ahead at the moment. You can get that via your app. And I know there's been a lot of questions with regards to the app and stuff. And, my update is that the bugs are getting fixed as we speak, if they're not already fixed. But listen, get yourself onto that raffle, because you can potentially win yourself £50 a voucher for an Xbox or PlayStation gift card. So get going on that one. Right. Now, in terms of those tourneys, you said that all-female tournament starting, did you say tomorrow, Cozy? What's the...
Yeah, so the female cup is on Friday.
Okay,
so Friday. Tomorrow is the first tournament back in the server. So the main foot server, which has over 1,000 people now. So that's considering that only started a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
It's grown some huge numbers.
It has indeed. I mean, listen, it's a server that's needed a bit of help in terms of support from our members. But we've been grafted for a whole year.
Absolutely.
And just to say, that whole thing is done completely gratis. So, we are here to support and help you as best we can. I remember over the Christmas period, by the way, everyone's on holiday, and somebody was asking for help, and they were quite aggressive about it. And I was like, hold on, mate. It's Christmas Eve. What are you looking for? But no, I want to thank our members for making that server lively, and just getting themselves joining in. The foot server has been a big component of what we're trying to do from day one. I want to shout out to Brandon as well, because he was very helpful in giving us some content last year around the foot server. So perfect. There's a lot of thankings to do, and we're going to get to it shortly. Let's talk about our leagues, Cozy. We've got some additional new leagues. One of the new leagues that we did have that started brand new. I mean, this is a league created by our very own Billy, aka Butterstutch. The Saturday Sixes. Are you a part of that, Cozy?
I tend to work in the pub on Saturday nights, but
I
do hope to get involved in it, because I mean, low man pro clubs is kind of, I think it's more exciting.
I was never a fan, I'll be honest with you. But it's getting super competitive, and I think that's the motivation behind it. But there is a new league on a Saturday. If you're not a part of it, then get yourselves a part of it. DM us for more information. And there's a few rumors flying around about Super League as well, which would be super motivating. But yeah, Cozy, what other additional leagues do we have? I know we've got some increased admins as well, so surely they must have more leagues.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I kind of took my step away in end of July, middle of August time.
Yeah.
And since then, I've jumped back in the main server, and I'll be truthful, I still haven't got through everything. There's so much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
We got eFootball going on. There's F1 going on. I can't keep up. It's absolutely incredible the work that's going on from the ever-expanding admin team, and obviously a big thanks to the directors for making it all possible for us.
Absolutely.
But a couple of leagues that I've seen additionally is the extra low-man leagues.
Yep.
Obviously, we had the addition of the Fives League just before I took my step away.
Absolutely.
And
that's still going. That's still going strong.
Yeah,
as well.
fantastic work from PGS Europe team there. I've also seen PGS Czech, PGS Slovakia.
Yeah.
And
PGS Czech. That's tonight, Sunday League.
I can't believe it. It is growing around the world.
It has. I mean, we've got, what's that, 1 million unique users. The platform is thriving, which is a good look. So, there are additional leagues. For more information on those leagues, please check out Discord. I think there's on the central Discord, all the leagues are within it. So get yourselves out there if you're not already playing. I mean, I think last year it got to a point where I think it was a daily thing. There was a different league every single day. So, if you're interested in keeping up with the leaderboards like I am, then you'd be playing every single one of those leagues. So Cozy's back playing now. I don't know. He took a 3-4 month hiatus. He knows nothing about the leagues, but he's back. Don't worry. I know that for a fact because it's in my team.
Yes, and I have just had a gentle reminder in the chat that PGS Xbox is back as well. Now this is something. Do you know what? This is how I got involved in PGS in the first place. I used to run my own pro clubs leagues, and if I do say so myself, they were quite successful. The only reason they kind of ended up not going further is because the time I could commit to it was a lot less. And I came towards PGS when I closed my own league, and I said, look, I've got a lot of experience. I'd like to help. I like what you're doing. And it's even being shouted out in the chat right now, my old league. And I had a conversation with James, and here we are today. So PGS Xbox is where it all started for me. With this, and that was actually a sixes league. That was low man.
Okay.
We never got 11 started when I did it. We focused on the 6-man leagues. And here we are today. I don't have anything to do with pro clubs other than playing the odd game here and there now. I've mainly just play Ultimate Team.
Well, that's still going strong. And like I said, we've got content for that coming soon as well. But like I said, shout out to Brandon, who gave us some really good, cool content about it last year. Like you're saying, with regards to the games, I don't play as many at the moment, but I'm still involved in all those leagues. And I like a big shout out to all the admins who are continually supporting the leagues, continually dealing with all the stress every single day, post matches. I know that obviously as the show continues to thrive as well, we have some community debates going on. We've still got very good connections with regards to the mental health in terms of helping with that alongside the gaming experiences, and we get some people on board to interview as well about that. I know we had quite a few last year. I know we had an interview with Hippo Jack talking about his team and obviously managing that team with regards to obviously his mental health as well. So there's so much. I sat down, I think early last week, and I looked at some of the stuff that we've been through, and we've been through quite a lot. So it's going to be very difficult to compete with the past, but we're hoping to do as good going forwards. Let's talk a little bit about the World Cup, Cozy. I know that's a big PGS thing. Do you know what stage are we at the moment with that? I know there's qualifiers ongoing at the moment, but what's the situation with have the teams been selected yet? Or are we still waiting for?
So I mean, I'm still waiting for confirmation on this myself, because as you quite rightly said, the qualifiers are still ongoing. Teams are being selected and stuff like that. But to be honest, look, it's a huge event. It's last year when I did the live draw for the World Cup. Back in those days, we were on Twitch, we weren't on YouTube, and I had 500 live views on that, and it got up to about 100 people watching at one time. And my word, did I feel the pressure, because I did some really, really cool interviews. I had one with Hong Kong, Kurdistan, South Africa, and the guys from over in Trinidad as well. But yeah, as far as I'm aware at the moment, it's all ongoing, and I'm sure when the time comes, we're gonna have another fantastic live draw.
No, absolutely. That we would. I mean, I think for me, I'd be very interested in to talk about the whole selection process. I'm assuming it will be the same names involved as it was last year. But it'll just be interesting to understand that dynamic, because I know it's a big event for the PGS. So that'll be a good look to to investigate further once the tournament gets underway properly and the teams get selected. I'm assuming we'll have that draw live in here again, Cozy.
Yeah, absolutely. And
So
if there's any countries that the time zones don't quite work out, then we will we'll pre-record them like I've done previously, and we'll all have a good time.
absolutely. I want to shout out to our Trinidadian friends as well. I know they're listening at the moment. We'll be looking to interview very, very soon as well. European leagues. We need to update on the championship bits and bobs. Cozy, I know that you're the man for all that stuff.
Hi.
So take it away.
Well, it's do you know what? I had the phone calls, I had all the meetings and stuff discussing what I was going to be doing, when I was going to be doing, and I kind of thought, okay, the first thing I'll do is a tournament. Turns out the first thing I did was a live draw a day after I agreed to come back and do them. So I did a draw for the eFootball Champions League. So that's not even FIFA. So this is how far things have come on now. The eFootball Champions League, I did the draw for that. And that's primarily a lot of content creators and streamers. So that's really cool. And it's a really, really, really good way to get a competition out there, is by having people stream them. So anyone watching, if you are playing in PGS leagues or PGS tournaments, don't forget to stream them. Like, even if only 2 people are watching, show people what we're about. Word of mouth goes a lot further than anything else.
It does indeed.
But then, since then I've done 3 more live draws. So I've actually done 4 in a week. I did.
Wow, okay.
So I did the PS4 Champions League and Europa League. That was one of the best live draws I've ever done, actually. There was no interviews involved. So from that point of view, it was kind of like, I wish there was one. Because it was there was 80 people watching at one point. Obviously, we had 2 big competitions, arguably 2 of the biggest in PGS at the moment. And it was just incredible. That amount of people watching you do a live draw, and we all know what my pronunciation's like. So it was one to laugh at times. And then only yesterday, 8 p.m. yesterday, I did the PS5 Champions League draw. Now, that speaks volumes. 32 PS5 teams. When I took my step away to take a break and stuff, PGS didn't have 32 PS5 teams. There just was not 32 teams. So the fact that we've now got 32 teams, and they're the top teams, not just 32 random teams, they've actually come in the top, I think it's up to top 6 in the relative leagues. It's incredible. So it's great to see that we're now moving forward into the next generation of console gaming, and that it's more and more accessible to people. Because I know a big issue surrounding this is the fact that people couldn't get hold of the PS5.
Well, yeah, I mean, there are some people that still can't get hold of the PS5. So, do you know what I mean? I like the fact that it's catching up. But then, why are we that surprised? We've got that many members on the platform. And I think with the PS5, it was such a non-existent sort of scenario a year ago. And a year on now, there's quite a few leagues being created. So, and people are turning up, which is the most important thing, which is great. But what I will say is, the PGS was built on the back of the PS4 tourneys, and I can't see that going away anytime soon, guys. So, for all those who haven't got P5 yet, don't worry. Don't you're not about to ancientize your PS4 yet, but we are still thriving in that side of things as well. So, but the good thing, like Cozy said, we have got a lot of leagues happening with the P5 and 20s as well. So that's a great look. Another round of applause for our members. Well done for being involved. Well done for making Cozy happy as well. Because I've got the DMs. Very happy DMs. Okay, I mean, it's just to sort of digress quickly. We talked about some of the competitions that the PGS is doing at the moment. If you haven't been sort of in the know with the app, there is a raffle that is currently underway. So if you're not involved in that, please get yourself involved. A chance to win £50 gift voucher for either the Xbox or the PlayStation. Cozy, there's a couple of things though that I want to talk about briefly before sort of we go on to other matters. And obviously with any community, its members are always going to be very important to the community. So, in the last 3 or 4 months, we've had quite a few issues that we've always kind of had within the community, especially within the Discords. And of course, it's very difficult to police or manage the whole thing because, we're not Big Brother. But what we want to try and implore and, what we want to try and encourage is for everyone to continue to respect each other, and that's very important. I think when the respect exists, the servers are always going to be thriving, always going to be lively. But if there's no respect, then you're going to get people just being completely bitter, people jumping clubs left, right, and centre. So I think the important thing is going forwards, we always like to talk about the fun aspects of gaming. And remember, this is still a gaming community. As much as we are, trying to be a bit serious, but it's still a gaming community. But essentially, with the gaming community, you're going to have a lot of madness happen. So we are going to be at the top of that agenda. We're going to be inviting people over to talk. We're going to invite some admins to discuss some of the issues they come across every day they deal with this. I want to shout out Vincent, senior admin, lead admin. The guy is an absolute legend, and we speak on a regular basis about some of the issues that we face, not just from members, but also from from us guys at the top, trying to give you guys a service. So not to worry. I've just gone serious for a few seconds, but just to say that we're always in tune with our members and all their issues. So if there's anything you want us to talk about going forward, we've got an Insta, we've got socials, we've got Twitter. Please DM us, message us, let us know what those topics will be, and we'll make sure to to put that at the top of our notes. So yeah, just wanted to let you guys know that. I know I might sound a bit boring, cozy, or a bit old, as I've been told many times.
Not by me though.
With regards. With regards to gaming, it's very important to remember that we're still human beings. So it's not a robot on the other side of the party. It's a human being who has feelings. In order for us to thrive as one, we just need to respect each other going forward. So that's what I wanted to kind of put in there, cozy. But I'm fascinated and I'm excited about some of the guests who are coming on. I can't say much. I'm not allowed to say anything. It's really frustrating.
Always the hard bit.
But I know we've got so much coming on, but I can't really say much. We've got these big secret tournaments happening, but I've been told that if I say anything at all, my life would not be worth living.
Absolutely.
So I'm gonna keep stum. So cozy. Look, we are back doing some really cool things. You're back. I think everyone's happy that you're back more than anything because you definitely had fans beforehand, and I just kind of ruined the whole mode. But what is it? What can our members look forward to in regards to what's upcoming from us, cozy? The dynamics are different. We've got so many different things we want to discuss, but essentially, what are the necessary things that people should look out for from us going forwards?
I mean, like we said, this is the PGS Podcast reintroduced. We're looking to do the same level of stuff we did before and better. We had some incredible guests on. We had international football stars on the show. We had Premier League finalists on the show, who is now actually one of the pro players for PGS. So big moves there on both parties.
Yeah.
But yeah,
absolutely.
Absolutely. And we've obviously got Elisa Manley involved as a content creator, pro player. The things PGS are doing is just incredible. And what we want to do is show you guys what's going on. But also we're looking to explore what's going on a bit further. So, that guy that sent you a bit of a dodgy message through Discord, we want to know about things like that because we can explore the issues around us. Yeah. We're not here to babysit. We're not here to solve all the issues. That's what the admins are here for. But what we can do is talk about the issues on the show, invite you onto the show to talk about your experiences. Obviously, keeping it all very professional and no names, etc., things like that. But that's what we're here for. We're here to make a difference.
We want names. We don't want names. So.
We're here to make a difference, and it's all about the community of this show. Yeah. The podcast is being refocused completely on the community.
Absolutely. I mean, we want to hear from you. We want to hear from you. We're not, this. I was saying when we had our meeting, I was saying to Cozy a few days back, people don't understand the work that goes on in the background to get this one show available on a Sunday. It's an everyday thing for us. We're constantly talking And this is all because it's all for you guys. We're constantly having a chat about what's good, what's best. I mean, just as an example, so shout out to Harpoon, team I play for. Like every day, if I could show you my WhatsApps, the voice notes, every single day, myself and Billy are talking about things that can make the team better. And essentially, same thing we do on the pod, talking about things in which we can make, our members, make life easy for our members, access. There are a lot of questions that some of our members do still have. They're not aware of how to sort of gain access to certain things. So, this is what we're here for, to give you that. But also, again, we're not policemen and women here, but we are here to interview you. We're here to talk to you. We want to understand how you're feeling within the community. And this isn't just limited to, it's a PGS podcast, yes, but this is an esports podcast. So we are welcoming of every community and everyone. So, and I don't know of that many other esports podcasts of similar similar nature that actually exist like this. So, but listen, that's just me. I mean, I need to go and do my research, but I'm pretty sure there isn't something like this. Zach and Cozy doing extra bits. Doesn't say that in the back of the tin. So, there isn't anything else like that. But listen, I think the last time we also had this, we had a lot of lively chat within the chat. So this is what we're looking for going forwards. This is not just about us. This is about you as well. Anything you want to talk about. I mean, last year, it's a little bit like pulling teeth, but I think we eventually managed to get a lot of people on, just normal members. We had managers on, we had players on to talk about various things that they wanted us to talk about, issues that they had. I remember we had a few managers on quite often, and it was just the same issues, So this is what we want this time. We want to be able to talk about them, but also, hopefully, with the powers that be, some of these issues are sorted a lot swifter than normal. So yeah, that's it. Cozy, these don't want to hear me talk too much. So what else have we got coming up? Let's update them a bit more.
Well, there's
they don't want to hear me talk too much.
Everything that I'm personally involved in, that's pretty much it at the moment. As you said, a lot of it is secret, hush, hush, hush. I can't tell you my ideas, guys. Can't say much. But what I can say, and I'm sure the directors won't mind us saying this, is there is some big things coming up, both for pro clubs, Ultimate Team, any games that they're venturing into or have ventured into. There is some big stuff being looked at. I'm personally part of a few potential projects that I've put forward. And yeah, I mean, I think now's a good time to look to the chat. So I'll just go through and look at any questions, any shout outs.
Yes.
Yeah, so we've got a question from Itman. World Cup from what? For what? Sorry. It's for PS4. It's the PS4 Pro Clubs World Cup. Yeah. And attached to that question is, can there be an Ultimate Team one? Now, this is something that I've put forward in the past. There's no reason there can't be one. It's just a lot of logistical work. So I'll come back to you probably in a few months on that one, because it might have to be something for the next FIFA game. Any other questions? A question from Sam.
What I would say, Cozy, is okay, go on.
A question from Sam.
I was just going to say quickly before Sam's question. Sorry. I was going to say, do you know what? I was going to say, at least that way, with the World Cup on foot, it guarantees you enter. It guarantees you get to play. Sorry, private joke. Go on.
Yeah. No, absolutely. I mean, it's quite a relevant joke, though, is with the Pro Clubs teams, only 11 people get to play in the game, of course.
Yeah.
And it can be quite difficult for the managers to select people. And both Zach and I did miss out on playing for England last year. And I guess you could say we're a little bit bitter about it in a way, because we both felt like we contributed.
A little bit. A little bit.
But these things happen. And
what do you mean a little bit, Cozy?
I was quite lucky that I managed to represent Ireland through my grandparents' heritage. So, and that's legitimate. That isn't.
Mate, I've been looking for Nigerian teams, but they don't have any. So I mean, if England don't want me, Nigeria, wow,
there we go then. Okay then.
Cool. What was
We've got
Sam
a question
saying?
from Sam here. asking, is there any way I could get involved in a podcast about mental health? The question is, Sam, absolutely. And if you message one of us directly on Discord and we'll talk to you about that, this is something that we will focus on probably quite a lot over the coming weeks. Mental health is a huge part of life, and the impacts in esports in particular are huge, ranging from issues in teams to tournaments. But yeah, so this is something that we have actually discussed already. So if you'd like to get involved in that, please do message us. And then there's just some shout outs for
please do.
Shout outs for myself, shout outs for you, Zach, and also a question if there's a live draw for the tournament tomorrow. There won't be for tomorrow, but in the future I'm sure this is something that I can do.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to touch upon the mental health. I think you said a question from Sam. I'm assuming I know who that Sam is, to be honest. And if it is, shout out Sam Remy.
Rimting it is.
The guy's absolute. Yeah, it is Remy. Okay, I couldn't see the chat, but shout out to Remy, by the way. And I think that's an important question. I think last year we did quite a few of these, and again, one of the ones that I remember doing that really stood out was with one of the managers, Jack, aka Sway Hippo. Now I say that because it's not easy constantly grinding, especially when you have a myriad of characteristics in your server, and you're constantly having to watch out for certain things and be prepared for certain things. But also as an individual player, we all have different needs. One of the things that I remember Billy used to say to me a lot, and it only made sense towards the end, was we're not here to manage people, we're here to manage players. But actually, sometimes in these servers, especially when you have the youngers, you have the 15, 16-year-olds, in some cases 14-year-olds, there's certain things you kind of have to do differently that wouldn't be the norm. So mental health is a massive thing for me personally, but also for the community. So Sam, there will definitely be shows going forwards. In actual fact, I think I might have invited you to one of those shows last year, Sam, when we barely knew each other. So we're always keen to invite members on, particularly to talk about mental health. This is a very, very, very big topic for us. So yeah, absolutely. I just wanted to lament on that point a bit further. Cozy, apologies. Go on.
Yeah, I mean, that is the majority of the questions. Any other ones are just little questions that are being asked to us personally, which we can go back to.
Sure.
But there's a comment here that stands out, and this is a good friend of mine, actually. A comment from Ryan Francis here. Not even on PlayStation, but I got to appreciate the hard work PGS does. Now, yeah, absolutely. You can't fault the amount of time and effort that goes in from the directors all the way down to just the people that look after the chats. And actually, sometimes they can be the most important people because they're the front line. But the bit that caught me there is you're not even on PlayStation. Well, PGS does cover all platforms. We have PlayStation on Pro Clubs. We have PlayStation, Xbox, and PC leagues.
Yeah,
and these are available in most continents now. I think
exactly.
I think it's just Australia that we don't have a league in at the moment. Over in Oceania, but every other continent has leagues in it. So look out for those. And look, guys, if you've ever got any suggestions, there's a channel on the main Discord for that, or just message one of the admins and they can pass things on for you.
Or you can message one of us. I mean,
absolutely.
Most of you know us anyway, and anyone who knows me, if you do message me, you will get a response. So let us know. We've got a Discord as well. So things like this, they need to be discussed. But listen, let's keep these conversations going, because we're not just trying to be a gaming society here. We are a gaming. We already know that, but there's much more to us than that. And we're here to make sure that everybody, from every background, any background, regardless where you're from, you have a voice. If there's things going on that you don't accept or you think is wrong, it shouldn't matter where you're from, what you sound like, what you look like. It's all the same for us, and we make sure we deal with every issue accordingly. One of the things I think I'm quite proud of personally is, Koji just touched upon it. We're here to help, but remember, all the admins, including us, this is all gratis. None of us are getting paid big bucks. We're doing this for the passion. Similarly to when, for instance, when I'm responding to somebody on foot, if they have a question. Now, every question will have a solution, by the way. So, when I'm there doing it and I'm spending all this time with them. In fact, sometimes I have James telling me, Isaac, stop Don't spend all your time with these people. But it's difficult when, you know, someone needs help and you help them, and then they can go and talk to other people to let them know this is where they can get help from. Look, we're only humans. We're not robots. So you have to give us time, but we will always help. I think we proved this on many occasions last year. So everything we're saying is factual. But I guess you've got to try it to believe it. And that's my 5 bobs and 2 cents there, Coles.
Aye. Just one final question then before we wrap up this fantastic show today. There's a question here from Better Guy. Does PGS do any charity events? Now, I don't know if you can see it, so I'll go a bit closer, guys. This logo here is for Bullies Out, which is a charity that PGS support. Yep. And I actually ran a charity tournament on the foot server, I guess it must have been May, June time. And so the answer is yes. Yeah, it was. Yes. PGS are very much behind charity work, and I know that there's some planning to do some more in the future. So Better Guy. Great questions, Better Guy, aka Better Guy. Ryan, how you doing? Listen, I thank everyone for tuning in. You know, I also want to shout out my US friends. You know, I made a few good friends on the other side of the shores during the holidays. So I want to shout them out. But listen, for me, it's exciting. Obviously, I'm not going to talk about the start of the show because we're going to move on. And during live events, things will happen that you're not ready for. So, but every week we're going to be here with a show for you, and we're excited to be back. You know, it's the thing. So, all those who have games tonight, PGS check, PGS Sundays. Good luck. Cozy, you playing tonight? I'm not in the starting lineup, but if I'm needed, then I'm there.
Why? How come you're not in the starting lineup, Cozy?
I think that's because I managed to double book myself on Friday evening.
Let's explore that a bit more, Cozy. We've got time. Why are you not in the line?
Oh, dearie me. Nope. Okay. I double book myself and I have to sit on the bench.
Oh, Cozy, I love you, mate. But listen, everyone, I'm actually crying. Cozy's made me cry. But it's been a great show as always. Again, an introductory show to let you guys know that we're back. So please keep an eye on all our socials. We're back next week, and it was such a great honor to present this show the first time with you, and now with you again with Cozy. So thank you so much for being with us and keeping with us and staying with us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, guys. And just a quick note before I end the stream here is that as of tomorrow, we will have our own Twitter page for the PGS podcast. So I'll get that posted out. Do drop a follow, and then any questions you've got for the podcast directly, you can message us there. And if you're not following on the PGS YouTube channel yet, don't forget to subscribe. See you later, guys. See you later.